It's FURIA versus NaVi, and it looks like we are going to be delving into things now. NaVi starting off on the CT side, FURIA with the tease for this one. As we kick it off, what is going to be the pistol round play from NaVi?
You remember what happened yesterday on the pistol? The nade on the door, Art failed to get in the vent, another player dropped before they even got a chance to. NaVi are going to be facing 3 men at it as well.
Oh, they're straight out. They're already into this one. Art,
trying to get these down.
He's done it. He's done it again. This is literally the same repeat as what we saw from last time, and it's actually working out well for him. The rest of the teammates, though, holding strong as they keep themselves in position. Art doesn't have the bomb.
Yeah, I'm wondering what his long con is here, for the most part, because it's just a case of what do you aim to achieve in the lower part of the bomb site here. Zeus is rotating down into it. He didn't actually spot him. Oh my word. I don't think he expected it to drop like that.
Oh no, Zeus!
No armor, thankfully, on Art means that chance is possible. However, the A burst comes through.
Yeah, that could have been way worse than it had to be. Luckily enough, though, we fall back into this scenario. Flamey just slaughtering everyone that comes towards him towards the A site. Keserato, the last one remaining, firing off the warning shots with a PT-50, but Boomich will kill him.
Yes, potentially the pistol we saw yesterday from FURIA was how it was not meant to go properly.
Yeah.
Right? In the sense that we didn't really get to see Art try and actually look what he can do in the lower bomb site. Instead, we just saw him fail to get down the vent, and then from there, everything fell apart. Instead, we saw him try and go lower, try and go up, back through ramp, perhaps towards Nest. Instead, NaVi, they have 3 bears on that upper bomb site. They cleared the round quite convincingly as well. It's going to be an attempt at a vent dive, surely.
Well, this is literally all Art was doing pretty much consistently the entire time. And obviously, last time around he found success already, so he's back down there again. He's already on the lower side. He is just going for the plant, I think, because no one else is there at all. So he is just going to get that down to at least get cash for his team. NaVi have only just realized what on earth has even happened here. Zeus is back over once again to try and trade this out and defuse that bomb.
Yeah, shouldn't be able to do too much about it. Simple. Electing to go for the classic guarding. Oh, I thought he just threw.
Oh, Keserato! The knife onto electronic!
Oh, that's the classic. I think it was Apex that always used to do that. He just dropped down and then it's very easy to get the backstab when he's dropping onto them like that. That's a lot of extra money though. 1,500 for the knife kill. We've already had a knife kill again.
It just happens. It's these two teams. I mean, we saw that FURIA. They were no stranger to being willing to use their knives already from what we saw. And it was that ridiculous level of aggression that doesn't seem to have gone away either. Art still just leaping down the vents instantly into the start of these rounds. Got them a free bomb plant there as they weren't prepared for it.
I feel like I've lied to Tom Beacon. You know, he asked me how often does a knife kill actually happen. I said 1 in 15.
Yeah. In reality, it's
Every
one a
game,
day.
pretty much, yeah. So Zeus got overwhelmed with the ramp. Oh, Flamey. Spotted Bother, but he's dealing with them so well.
That is so crisp from Flamey. He's just playing aimbots as they walk down. The heat has been turned up by the young man, as everyone has been punished. Keserato is the last one remaining. Tries to get himself a better gun here as he will find the Krieg. Has the bomb as well. So paranoid about where the push is going to be coming from. Spots out Boomich. Tries to get the shot towards him. Fires off. Launches the Molotov as well. Simple's going to peek up. The flick towards the window as well, but Electronic was just that little bit too fast. 3rd round secured for NaVi, but these are still proven to have some wild moments. The spray down from Flamey there was lovely. Just simple tap shots across the board. It looked like it was going to be an ace from him.
Imagine if he had more bullets, because like the first kill he got, he had like 10 bullets left.
Yeah.
That's why he was just tapping the whole way through. There is actually a scenario there as well. Keserato had 84 health, I think. So the M4, that close range as well, 1 bullet's dead would have killed him. Just imagine if he just got him mid-air, it'd been crazy. We saw Art doing a lot of this as well, and clearly they are ready for that idea. There's 2 of them facing that same angle there, although the trader has come through. Keserato, he's actually, there's only 2 of them I think that got kills on the FURIA side right now. Vinny and him. Keserato having 7 of them.
Yeah, he's doing a whole lot of the damage for the side of FURIA at the minute. But this defense towards the A site was nicely bolstered. They were ready for the play.
Oh, mid.
Just going to transfer a fair bit of damage towards them. Zeus dropping back off as well. Going to rotate down the ramp and hold towards the lower site as this push is coming through. 3 Musketeers on FURIA are going to be a little bit worried about what they actually want to achieve now. So they've got a minute to play with, but what do they really want to do?
Yeah, minutes play with, as you mentioned. There's only the 1 player actually properly on this bomb site towards upper as well. Simple, he's kind of checking towards ramp more or less from under Nest. So Boomage is tasked with quite a difficult one, really. Although I believe Simple has now arrived to re-smoke Hut for him. This could be very bad for FURIA. There's a quick rotate from Electronic up the vent as well. Oh, Simple.
The missed flick. Boomich goes down as well, pays the price because of it. Simple. He has utility. Won't reface, just uses the flashbangs, trying to waste more time and put this into an even higher pressure situation for the FURIA side. The push coming around as well from Zeus is nicely timed. Yuri with the trade, but Simple finally goes for his push and gets the pick with the AWP. That is going to be the defuse coming back out as well. So NaVi saving the day there for another round.
Yeah, Zeus with a very nice flank right there as well. Simple, although he didn't land the first shot, the second one came through just as quick right after it. NaVi take a 4-0 lead. This is FURIA's pick. However, you know, sometimes the T side just doesn't work out quite as well as you'd hope it would. Right? Even though it's your pick, you kind of run that risk. If your go-to map is a map that can be CT-sided like this, or T-sided depending on what you want it to be, it means you can just run into a wall and then not be able to get past it. I believe that's what happened against NRG as well, because I think it was a 13-2 half. They lost that game 16-7. But it was a massive hill to climb up. We haven't seen much from Art either. Like, he's tried a few of his normal plays towards the squeaky door, and they haven't quite worked out. Boomich has an XM.
Oh, he does indeed.
Ooh.
Okay. I want to see what he's going to do with this.
Yeah.
The little blue spruce. See if he whips it out for something quite cheeky.
Decent nade again.
That's actually not bad as well. Fair bit of damage transferred across. Boomich moving into a better position to rain death from above. Zeus, they sniff him out. They get the read onto him. He flashbangs into the air to try and buy himself some time and retreats back towards the B site.
Yeah, so although Zeus drops down towards lower, Simple was very confident. He just kind of stayed looking towards outside there, not really too bothered. But Boomich...
Timing is everything. Vinny walking into the awaiting jaws.
Vinny's having none of that.
As soon as you get that tag from it, you know what you're up against. You don't fancy it. Flamey with the M4 as well, spamming across. Ooh, nice tag back in though, actually, to try and ward off Boomich, but he's still holding strong. A second follow-up shot onto Vinny, leaves him on 22 HP. Yuri's on 12, and this push is coming out towards the 8 site. Simple doing what he does best though as he starts to slaughter. It's just left on Yuri. He's going to get blown out of the server by Electronic.
Seems like I activated a bit of a flame under Flamey by mentioning his kills a little bit. That was one of the things that's always been a bit of an issue with this NaVi side. As soon as they added Electronic, Flamey kind of took a step back in terms of like his overall fragging ability, like capability on the server. It all just kind of decreased. Had hints of it at the major, like here and there. He was playing some decent games. But all in all, he just didn't return to that, what, 2017 form, I think it was?
Like the 6-star form, where he was really, really like unreal at the time. He was fun to watch as well.
Here he goes.
Doing what he does best, runs
Fully
into the
blind.
waiting arms of Flamey. Yeah, just completely blind. No idea even where he is, but still moving in the right direction. Gets killed by Flamey.
Okay, Soraro has actually managed to walk down the vent there. They have no idea he's got down here, but Zeus is already ready for this sort of idea. So clearly there was a good bit of game plan done, or rather prep done for this situation against FURIA, because there was guaranteed this would be Nuke you'd be playing. If you're leaving it open, they will pick it. But when a lot of their players rely on Art like that, you know, you're basically playing a 4v5.
Well, Electronic gets the initial frag here to make it even worse for FURIA, as they're left in quite a horrid spot, really. 3 players left alive. Timing could be everything here if they want to burst out through Squeaky, as Flamey is just waiting for them. An awkward spam, but still a kill nonetheless. Retreats as well, supported by his teammate in Boomich there, and Quesarato finally reveals his trap card towards the lower site. Zeus has been waiting the entire time though, and make quick work of him. And that is going to be finally a pause coming through from FURIA.
Yeah, it's about the right mark to actually hit it on. It means you've had about 3 buy rounds. About the time where if you have 3 buy rounds or 2 full buys and a half buy sort of thing, you kind of need to talk things out, because Art has tried the 4 different distinct plays we've seen from him, right? We saw him do that stuff on the pistol.
Yep.
Second round he did the same thing. Third round he had an AWP involved, and he tried to take that pick, didn't work out. He then did his Mac 10 play where he then jumps into main, didn't work out. He's kind of hit a wall, right? That's the kind of the range of things we saw from him yesterday, other than going outside with his AWP.
Yes, but
if he does that, he goes to Simple.
Yeah, that's literally it. Like that was the whole sort of playbook we saw individually from him to try and get control towards the A site every time. And he found way more success within the first few rounds against Renegades than he has at all here.
Yeah, he's yet to get a kill on the board. The other thing he did was also run out, squeak, and go straight against the vent and look on top of Hat.
Yeah.
Right? He did that like 3 times against Renegades as well. This actually just looks like a ramp rush.
It seems they're just going for it. Yeah, Zeus is going to be tested as the push comes through. The nade could be really critical and actually slowing down this overall push. Instead, it's just a hefty amount of damage delegated to Keserato.
FURIA actually quite lucky they didn't dedicate down there, because Simple was already intended to go secret from lower. So if they'd actually chased Zeus down, you're running into 2 players anyway. One of them being Simple, of course.
Yeah. Simple the God King.
The question is, what can they do though? So they technically took ramp control. Art has stayed there to maintain that. Grenade's been used towards upper. Flamey. He's going to have to hold this door.
Gets the first kill. Tasty headshot back across and the follow-up frag onto Vinny as well. They're not able to do too much over here at Squeaky. Able J at least gets one final frag as fires off a couple of warning shots with the Krieg back into Flamey. They are at a disadvantage in terms of their manpower, but Art is trying to make a play. He's down in the lower site, wandering his way through. Walks into the awaiting arms of Simple though, gets the first shot across, brings him down to 41 HP, and has to retreat back up towards the A site. They can recover the bomb. It's just how they want to play this round from this point forward. They've got 30 seconds. It's a 3 versus 4. They're so isolated as well, though. They're pushing in 1 by 1. Simple. All he's got to do is hold. He's got support of Zeus. The push will come through. Gets the peak. Adds the bomb down. Winning the round now gets incredibly hard. Ooh. Art's also going to get spotted out by Zeus. He recovers the bomb, but he doesn't really have much time here. He's going to have to just commit to the plant. He doesn't have any support. That will be the frag. Meanwhile, Keserato is still over the upper site towards A. That will be another round. NaVi, flawless game so far. Haven't dropped a single round.
And the rounds haven't been really close, if I'm honest. Like, the closest round we probably saw was technically the 2v1, I suppose, where Simple got the trade immediately.
Yeah.
Anyway. Like Art 007, we mentioned him a lot yesterday. Like, what was it, 51 kills, 52 kills across the 2 maps we saw? Not quite able to get it done. FURIA having to really look through their playbook now, though. Like, they're having to expand it quite a bit. So that's the smokes actually missed because of that Molotov. There's a huge gap. They have to put another one down. There actually is still another gap there. Simple's still able to get another one through. And he likes Able J as well.
And the follow-up tag. That is just horrific. The fact he's been able to get away with that is just absolutely wild. Zeus as well, waiting already down towards the lower side for the push to come in. They have been able to bypass and at least get down, but still finding success into the round is going to be so slim. So much damage done to Able J. Yuri firing off the warning shots with the CZ will spook Zeus to at least deviate him back over by the window room. Surely they don't somehow lose this round. Vinny going in with the Tech 9, tapping down with a nail gun. Zeus has to switch out to the sidearm. A lovely headshot comes through and everyone's hitting the deck. It's all up to Keserato. AK in hand. He might be clutching onto the gun, but I don't think he can clutch this one.
Yeah, near impossible situation to be in. Bombs down in window side as well. Zeus, like, they've targeted him quite a bit at ramp as well this game, and he's dealt with the situation perfectly pretty much every time. He does some damage, drops down the ramp, delays him a bit, and when he's needed to be in lower, he's been in lower as well. It's kind of worrying for FURIA, because clearly they didn't have a direct game plan to beat NaVi, but NaVi have done their homework to counteract FURIA. Yeah. Right? That's the worry. And that's always the case with these sort of teams, though, right? So if you think like teams like ENCE and stuff like that, they'll rise onto the scene with a few good events, but then as soon as teams look into them, they kind of get exposed for the most part. And it's just a case of how much can you adapt as a team as well. Because it's all well and good to be like, you've managed to create this really great game plan where this has caused you to have some really good events here and there. But if you keep doing that over and over again, at some point they kind of realize what you're doing as well. Even if they're not directly planning just for you. They'll be like, oh, well, last time he did this. You then do that, they're ready for you, and you're like, why has that happened? Why did he know? Another pause has to come through 2 rounds after using the previous one. It's 8-0.
Yeah, it's already basically NaVi winning the half here. And there's still a whole lot more to come. NaVi looking very effective into these rounds. FURIA the style of play that they were utilizing yesterday versus Renegades that was just catching them off guard, really. Hasn't worked against NaVi. NaVi just a cut above when it comes down to actually understanding this and having that tactical edge in the game of CS.
There is also just the side of things that Renegades, if you'd said it like 4 months ago,
Yeah.
people would probably have a lot more respect for that 2-0. But they had that time without Brass Faction playing Pro League. They had a few, they had a few hiccups because they couldn't physically play with their team.
Yeah.
Whereas NaVi, they added Boomich not long ago, and it seems to be doing quite well. Like yesterday, they should have probably beat Liquid. They didn't, but that's not the end of the world. They're still in the tournament.
They can still build from that. If they win this as well and carry on moving here in the lower bracket, there's a whole lot more they can achieve currently at Cologne this year. Anyway, back to the action afoot. It's 8-0. FURIA setting themselves up. They need to try and get around the board here. They have to leave that FURIA stamp somewhere and leave it soon. Smoke going out towards outside though. So they are going to clear their way through and start advancing down. Molotov towards back secret as well. The smokes are all up. Simple.
That's a nice smoke. That is actually a really nice smoke. Kisrao does get a kill on Boomich though. Oh my word.
Well, Electronic spots out Vinny's gun barrel straight through the smoke. I think Simple repositioned to an elevated angle as well. Actually, no, dropping down back over towards A site now. Outside. Looking for the wide swing to come across, but no one's there. They're already heavy committed towards the actual site itself. Showing that lurking capability once again, though. They might not actually expect this. I mean, he could get a free frag on towards Flamey potentially here.
It just depends on the timing. Flamey using his grenades at the correct times here.
Oh.
Flamey's ready for that.
Oh no! The timing is perfect! Oh, but he doesn't look back down again. He'll only just realize Simple's there, luckily. With a couple of bullets left in the mag, he gets the frag, the follow-up as well, as Zeus will jump up the ladder and go crashing down to his own demise. Leaving it all in Electronic at a 1 versus 4. From the position they were in, Art has finally been able to make a huge play. And have the impact from the lurk into that round. FURIA, they will get number 1.
Yeah, it's round on the board, but a lot of that was timing. I mean, Electronic, if he takes even more guns off them here, it could be even worse. Just about missing on the spray there with Kisrao, but you got to think the timing 100% benefit Art there. Like, Flamey was watching that area, but he just takes this flash out last second. And Art, he nearly messed up his lines there a bit as well. Like, there was a few dodgy sprays with the weapon.
So awkward. It's so lucky he actually was able to reload as well in between that kill and the follow-up. It's madness, really.
So the stats put on the board would be literally that FURIA as a team have 20 kills. Kisrao has half of them. And now Art's back to his own tricks, and that's the Molotov that stops his play going right next to them. And because of that, he has to stay here for a second. Flamey, it's got to be a matter of time. He's nading through the door. It's hit him! It was Kisrao that tagged him. It was Kisrao's molly.
No, everything that's gone wrong.
It's not his molly. He has molly still. He just sprayed him to bits.
He must have just shot back through. I guess just somehow nicked him.
Ugh, that's awkward.
That's a horrible start to the round, especially off the back of, you finally won one. This is where you start getting that momentum going for you. You've already lost the initial contact in a horrific way. Oh, Zeus as well. He's heard the glass shatter. It won't take much for him to peek out and find that kill.
I'm surprised they didn't try and overdo the noise of the glass. We've seen so many teams do it with the squeakies. You open the actual squeaky door and the lower door at the same time, just to try and trick people. Just break the glass of the skylights or something, just to try and allow him to make that huge play. Here they come out, either Boomich. Awkward spray, but still gets the kill.
Yeah, still spraying strong as well as he wants to try and get one more. The advancement doesn't really work out too well as Vinny will get the quick shot off with the Krieg. Here's a little bit of a sniper. But Flamey will be able to finish things in the end there. NaVi, they return to form, return to fashion as they will get themselves that 9th round. And it seems like normality is somewhat resumed. Okay, Art on the AWP as well. That's the change up again.
He's already tried it once this game. It was that same squeaky play. The alternative play he made on T-side was actually going outside with it, if you remember, jumping straight on the boxes close and then just going left side with the smokes that come down, right? Yeah. So let's see how much of a change there actually is from that. So it looks like he's going back towards inside. The nade goes through the door, but he's actually not taking as aggressive an angle.
Somewhat a little bit safer of a play. Vinny's trying his luck again towards the hut, though, seeing if there is going to be any aggression from Boomich. No early contact found whatsoever from NaVi. They didn't want to push, they didn't want to get overly aggressive, they're just waiting for the push to come towards them, and they are going straight into their awaiting arms. Boomich and Flamey locking down the A site like absolute champions.
You could just see on Flamey's POV then. He's like, all these grenades are flying in. He's just in a serennial pose, just like, we're going to deal with this.
Yeah.
Looking at Boomich right opposite him on the other rafters, like, we're going to deal with this. Boomich gets his first 2, he peeks with the SG, gets all 3 of them. Somehow he doesn't get traded, but that angle, it's... When you come out with Squeaky, it's so hard to actually see them there, like that skywalk thing that's still there on this map. Very difficult to cause the angle. 10-1. FURIA in a spot where they kind of just have to keep buying, and that means we see things like the MP5 on Vinny, although he's done pretty well with it.
Yeah, he's had some rounds with the MP5 in the past, so it wouldn't be outrageous. But it's actually getting himself into a position to show us that, which is going to be way worse for him. Art gets the first kill onto Electronic this time. Finally, we're getting a first pick for FURIA off the back of Art. He's been a little bit stagnant into today's games, and it's uncharacteristic of him. Carrying on, though, with a lot more damage coming through, but Boomich sprays back just as strong as he finds the 2K, leaving it all in the hands of Simple now. 1 versus 3 to play with. If you'd want someone to try and clutch out a round, it would be Simple. Pre-aims the angle, but Sorata was that bit quicker. Capitalizes with the Kalashnikov, and FURIA finally get themselves another round.
So Art needed another 3K for them to get that round on the board. Sorata gets the other 2. It's the classic situation in CS games where a team will be losing the half quite convincingly. They'll get some rounds on the board, but it'll literally be because of a 3K or more from one of the players. That's 2 rounds now already, and both of them have Art getting a 3K. It doesn't bode well for them. It really doesn't. Unless they manage to get all 5 rounds on this T side, they're not leaving themselves much room to actually make this comeback happen.
Ooh, especially when it starts off like that as well. Electronic playing it sneaky towards outside. Crouching Tiger strike will come through to kill Yuri. Flamey already just graceful as ever through the air as he darts across to get himself into an elevated angle. Art is going for the same play once more, back towards mains. He's going to walk his way through. Flamey is holding the angle, but Art just really elegantly brushes his mouse across. Vinny as well, with a little bit more of the aggression, starts to turn up the tempo as they are bombarding their way in towards the bomb site. It is all up to Zeus. The likelihood of him bringing this one back is going to be a fairly awkward task, as he's just listening out for the audio cues right now. The bomb is going to go down. Vinny would potentially be susceptible if he does go for the face. I mean, he's got a HE to play with as well.
Art's looking up there. I think he has seen him. He's trying to get the angle. It's really awkward. You can see like the... Did he not see him? Like Zeus just wants to get this AWP on the way out.
Yeah.
However, Art, surely at some point he is going to try and clear up the nest, but looks like he's not going to actually.
Seems like he isn't bothering, and he's not left himself much time here really, so Zeus...
He'll be quite loud grabbing that though.
Yeah.
And he has to go outside that way, doesn't he?
He's just got to jump straight off and run really towards CT.
Oh jeez.
Oh! That's, yeah. The worst way could have gone down.
I guess. It blew all the way into CT spawn.
Yeah, it was gone. Still a fair bit of cash though for NaVi, so it's not too bad. I mean, obviously they've got a ton of money. They were winning these rounds pretty wholeheartedly.
Yeah, they are going to talk about how to do the buy though. Like Flamey is the only one who has low cash, right? So Electronic just bought one for Flamey. Flamey's having a great game, so you kind of want to have him on that weapon. Although that is the classic opposite of what NaVi do. Yep. As Reddit would famously point out time and time again, saying, why does Simple have a Deagle and Zeus have AK?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the classic, that's what they always do. However, things are going quite well here, and I imagine if Zeus were to have an M4 and one of them had a lesser weapon, they'd still say the same thing. Even though Zeus has been perfectly fine this game. Yeah. Simple's actually the one bottom fragging, as it were. Although it's not really the same, but... No.
Well, it's also just a fact as well, we really haven't seen that many challenges towards outside. They haven't, like, gone there at all. It's only really been, like, the one round they tried to push it, and then also Art now and then. He's been finding more success going outside towards main than what he was doing previously, but it's, yeah, it's been kind of quite restrictive for them. They're really forced into basically just trying to take this play towards A every time. Looks like Art is going back into the basics, though. Gets himself on top of the silo.
The smoke's outside coming through. Simple now with a rifle in hand as well. He's had an AWP primarily before. AbleJ does get that entrance flamey though. It's just the one player outside. Ooh. Lobby control taken because of the smokes coming through. Ooh, if Boomich checked that properly, it doesn't actually matter. They're going to get the kills regardless.
Everyone is just dying at this point. 2 frags come through already. He's got to speed things up a little bit now as he tries to make his move, supported by Yuri as they're both walking around. Oh, they're right by Electronic. Yuri gets first contact against Zeus. And he might be an elevated angle. Is he going to be able to hit this high skill ceiling that he'll need to win this round? Already spammed across, though, as they're firing towards him. Boomich spotting him out. He walks into the waiting arms of Zeus. Simple finally has something to do as well, as he will be able to spot out AbleJ. There's just nothing really going on for FURIA in terms of the synergy. They're so, like, there's no real trade potential. They're also isolated in the little, like, individual plays they're making. And NaVi have just realized, basically, they can lobby crunch. They can just fight, and they're going to be able to win the majority of these battles.
The crazy thing is, they got the opening kill in lobby as well. Like, AbleJ got that kill onto Flamey. And they made the correct call. They'd pulled out of lobby, more or less. But then they were just like, well, hang on. We'll stay around the entrance. We'll have a player on the old sandbags area. So, here he comes again. He gets the opening. Shouldn't be able to get anything more. There's so much damage being dealt, though. He's got teammates behind him stuck in that Molotov.
Ooh, okay. Well, they get the headshot close range on towards Boomich. It's just Zeus and Simple that remain. Trying to get the bomb down already.
There's 3 more Molotovs that can be thrown into Nest, is the issue. One of them gets used in main. It's the last round of the half regardless. Kind of need to go for it. It's going to be Simple in 1v5. As great as he is, it shouldn't be possible. No,
if FURIA throw this one away, it would be horrible for them. Instead, Simple not able to do the unthinkable. That will be, as you expect, FURIA getting that final round. But it's not a lot. They need more. When we switch the sides over, what can they prove on their CT half? We'll find out after the break. Well, here we are 11-4 NaVi leading right now against FURIA. Their CT side was pretty polished. It was pretty darn good. Last few rounds, finally FURIA were able to innovate things a little bit and have a couple of moments of individual brilliance to give them a small buffer, which is really all it is, Ben. 4 rounds is not a lot to play with now. They've moved over to their CT half.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, yesterday FURIA had 9 T rounds against Renegades.
Yep.
And I believe that was, what, 16-9 ending of the map? So overall, they kind of still dropped some CT rounds here and there as well. Boomich now being given the task of going all the way down lower, but this means he can cut off the rotates. If they take ramp, it could be a great success. However, there's many players there.
Ooh. Actually landing their shots as well. Being able to hold this entire attack at bay. So it doesn't matter too much at all, which Boomich was able to achieve in the early round, as he's had to come back up and assist Zeus. Zeus has just jumped through the vent, though.
Yeah, good luck, Boomich, mate.
All right.
I'm
well,
gone.
Zeus is already planting over on B. They are going to get the plant at least, so it works out. It was a bit of a bold call. Boomich fighting in the vent. Art's there. Art is dead. Fury as well. Stays alive, but Zeus goes running straight in, hits him with a Glock burst, and smashes him down. It's just left on Zeus to try and save the day now. Makes the noise at the door as he opens it. Serato spots him. No one's on the bomb. Zeus a little bit paranoid about this. Knows where Serato is. Gets attacked. He's running in for the knife. If he could connect it across, he could have been able to knife things instead. Though they're trying around aimlessly. Serato with a knife.
Again. That's his second one of the game.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Just flashbacks of Liquid in everyone's mind. Simple really starts giving himself Chinese burns again. Just under the table.
Timeout.
Yep, under the table. What do we do?
Kane's just ran over. Stop doing it, Simple. Stop it. Stop it.
Hand on the mouse.
Watsy's in the corner just being like, I can't stop him from doing it unless he pause. You'll have to call attack.
It's outside my jurisdiction.
I can't be biased in any way, so you'll need to call attack.
Yeah.
And I'll get somebody else over.
Well, a tactical timeout coming through from NaVi. Not happy that they lost the pistol round. However, it's not the worst feat in the world. Ooh. All right, we're seeing a bit of the, the classic CIS magic, Ben.
Yeah, so I imagine Boomich drops an AK across as well, unless you're literally rolling with just the one. Just the one is the CIS style, though, isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, it's not surprising as well. You give that to Simple, you go for like an all-outside take, or an all-A ramp rush, something like that, where you can actually literally go together and just pass the AK back.
This is going to be an outside play. They're going to do outside smokes. You're keeping one smoke and a molly for lower. So if Flamey has an extra smoke, he'll use one of the sides of the ramp door. The other molly will go on the other side. They'll get the plant down. Hopefully Simple, simple kill.
Just
also.
kill everyone.
Yeah.
Simple go. Simple kill. Yes.
So Art will be the player that will fight them down lower. He has an MP9. That's kind of a worry that there's a gap on that smoke, which we might have to watch out for later on, because Art was abusing that gap yesterday against Renegades, even though there wasn't as much of a gap for them.
Art with a preemptive smoke at least slows down this push that's been trickling its way through Secret. This will burn a little bit of time off the clock. It also allows him to actually play a little bit closer to the angle. He has an MP9. From where he was playing before, really going to favour Simple every time if he goes for that fight. You'd just be able to tap him down with the AK.
Able J has joined him, though. So Art probably is going to, I was going to say, he'll make more of an information play based on that.
He can back off now, and Able J can do the damage. Gets the first shot
headshot, but not enough.
Yeah, he dinked it, but it was only slightly. The nade has done so much as well. It should just be the slaughtering grounds opening up now for Art with the MP9 as he does overextend, bites a little bit more off than he could chew. Boomich gets the trade with a headshot on Able J. Zeus is finally starting to make his way back over as well. They are vastly outnumbered and outgunned, though.
Yuri's kind of made a tent in Garage, hasn't he? He's been here the whole time.
This is where he lives now.
I think he's been there since yesterday, actually. So the bomb is retrieved by Boomich. Zeus finds out about that tent, tries to tell him to get out of there. Does the AK get retrieved? Be quite close. Yuri?
No.
I think he jumped over it.
Yeah, he was very close to it.
Yeah. So all in all, that buy doesn't quite go as well as they would like it to. But it leaves you in a weird spot now, though, because you can go for a half buy. Oh, actually, they're just going to buy anyway. Simple's probably going to get dropped another gun again, I think. Yeah, he's gone with the Eagle Armor.
Alright, well, they're going back in for it. They're going to try and make it work. Zeus, early tag down. Just found their way through Squeaky Door. Art playing so cheeky, as per usual. That's the response, the flip side of things. Getting up close and personal with the MP9 towards outside. Gets the first elimination back over towards Boomich. A few of the players on NaVi have taken a little bit of a small hit as well to stunt the HP pools. Flamey getting hit by that nade's going to knock him down even further. NaVi are a bit fragmented right now as well.
Yeah, a bit split. The issue is, as well, they kind of need to get something going in the form of actually going for picks. Like Galil going for a pick at ramp, it's not even a one-shot headshot, so it's like, it's not an ideal situation by any means. More so when you do take a full-on battle like that, and you lose a man. So Simple and Electronic, they'll be allowed to go into main here, just because of the timing. Kisrat keeps checking for other angles as well. Simple being very paranoid about Yuri.
Yeah, he is super suspect about it. But here comes the actual play. Over towards main, they need to try and converge at the same time and actually make this hit count.
Able J's coming from lower.
Ooh, Simple, he's so exposed. He was too timid, he didn't want to go and instigate something too soon. Tried to buy his time and play his cards correctly, instead gets spotted out by the rotation there of Able J, and it all goes wrong. And FURIA, they're starting to actually collect a few rounds here, Ben. They're making this one look more manageable.
Yeah, it's looking a lot better for them. However, the worry is that they need to keep building a decent economy from this. And thus far, whilst it's great that Art is able to get a kill and some damage whenever he buys an SMG, it's still not quite what we want to see just yet. So NaVi, they actually go for more of a half-bio pistols here.
Art's doing it again. Oh.
It's a kill and damage again, but this time Yuri falls as well.
Yeah, this is a whole lot better. They've actually been able to at least somewhat combat the aggression that's on display. Okay, hang on. That peek from the Krieg could have actually been pretty filthy there as well on the cross, but instead it is just going to be the instant frag found there from Zeus with a deagle. Shoots back onto Keserato. Vinny now has to rotate to try and get into a better position because of this.
Question is, will Able J actually get, or will he move even further up? Simple's not heard a rotate off that A site. Zeus is advancing in lower as well. That's the noise that there is one player guaranteed there. But as far as you know, that could be the ramp player. More often than not, it is actually the ramp player. However, Vinny's now back on upper. That's the contact they needed. Simple can act on that. And that he does. Able J now in a 1v3. The door's actually closed, so should be decent coverage here. He knows where pretty much all three players are.
Oh, Able J. Firing off the warning shots there back towards Simple. Couldn't actually get the connection across. Finally, NaVi will be able to get themselves that 12th round they've been waiting for as they start to make it count. FURIA, the outside aggression, obviously from Art. It's the same thing, same play again. This time it didn't work out as well as it did last time. Super aggressive stuff to be coming through. But the choice to switch it up is going to be the investment onto the AWP from him now. He actually has the sniper in his hands.
I think the main issue is just, like I mentioned, Yuri. I don't know what his place was in that play.
Yeah.
Because he was pretty much, what, 4 steps, 5 steps behind Art. Exposed from silo, exposed from left side, like T-Red. It was a bit confusing. Boomich has just failed to drop onto main there. You don't even need to jump there, you can't just run it. So, I'm not too sure.
Oh, he's hurt his shins from that.
Yeah, it's not great. So these outside smokes quite deep, but Yuri already playing much further back than that.
Eey.
This is awkward.
Sliver of damage transferred on towards Boomich, but it's really not going to be that much. Yuri, waiting for the push to come around. Electronic tag down towards half HP. Boomich will fall. Electronic trades it with the AK. The fast flick through. Finds Zeus. Starts to peel his way back. They're just peeking him one by one, though. They're giving him the opportunity that he would thrive in. He's found himself 2 hugely impactful frags into the rounds. The last 2 remaining men for NaVi are not in a great position to do much as well. Miles away from each other. Simple. Walking his way down. Suspect of where Art could be at this point. Able J's there. Vinny in the vent. Everyone is right by him. And the bomb's outside of the smoke.
Yeah, Simple didn't quite get that smoke where he wanted it. Needs to be another step forward. 3 players covering there. It looks like it's just going to be a save call. Electronic's too low, and his cash isn't great. Simple can drop a gun across to Flamey if they need next round. Boomich can blow by himself, Zeus can by himself. So Safe call's not too crazy. It's just it means that your only damage to FURIA on this round, when you can see their economy, it was on the actual brink of being reset, is the only 1 kill. They have to rebuy 1 single weapon. But you now know that Art's AWP is on the board.
Counter-terrorists win.
Question is, how do you traverse it? Because the thing with his AWP yesterday was, obviously he had some flashy plays outside, but the other thing was he would make some weird plays in the sense that he'd be in lower sometimes. He'd just go up the vent, he'd go out of nest and just play on the floor in A site. Things that you don't expect whatsoever from an AWPer.
Yeah.
Because generally it's quite uncomfortable to be doing that as an AWPer. Like there's too much action going on in your close FOV.
Well, round 21. Simple. Picking up the AWP on the T side now. What picks can he actually find with this? And what openings can he try and chisel away at for NaVi? FURIA's defense on the CT side has been a whole lot better than what we initially saw coming through from them today. It looked like it was going to be a bit of a whitewash here on Nuke. Hard scoped in, waiting for the push to come towards him. Electronic is right there. Yuri to assist as well. Had the flick, but didn't actually get the shot off. Luckily enough, though, Yuri will still find that kill.
Yeah, no chance for a trade from one of the players on top of Silo there. If they were to wide swing, they might have been able to get that trade off. But it does mean they get an opening kill on the FURIA side of things. A chance to actually make 9 rounds for them on the board.
.40 seconds left now. Bit of a stalemate into the round, really. There's still not been that much action, actually. Art might get himself another pick, though. It just depends. Flamey finds the shot to Vinny, runs straight up, gets the gut shot from Art. And Simple and Boomich are both there. They don't actually have any utility either. They can't really flashbang this. Actually, Boomich has 1 flash. So if they wanted to try and do something a little bit different, they could do. Timing is everything, though, as per usual. 15 seconds. The reface comes around from Art, gets one of the Simple. The flick shot off on the Boomich as well. Impacts him, but doesn't finish him. And it's all up to Zeus with no time to win the round. He's got to make himself scarce as he tries to hide away. And Scarpa.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, awkward situation. They're just leaving themselves with not enough time.
It's very slow, yeah.
Because Zeus had made that play towards lower, and they were kind of waiting, hoping the noise from him would distract that, which it did for a second. Like you saw him change his view towards Squeaky, but that was probably more likely the fact that there was 20 seconds left. FURIA take a tactical timeout, so perhaps trying to address to see what can we change up that they might not expect. Because we know that one of the weapons got saved through. Flamey's already bought himself, so they will be buying into this one. It won't be a great buy whatsoever. Simple, Electronic, and Boomich probably looking at pistols, if not SMGs. It is a very it would be a very stereotypical thing for NaVi if they were to somehow, like, what was the lead? 10-2? 10-1? 10-2, I think, was the highest. It would be a very stereotypical thing for them to have that lead just turn to nothing. Like, just the classic, like, collapse on one of the side of the map. But that's not to pull away from FURIA's performance as well. Quesararo and Art leading the way. Very much the same as what we saw yesterday. Although Art was a bit of a slow starter. He was 007 at one point, now 17 and 17.
Oh, actually finally might have a fair bit of action here as well towards outside. Playing it more standardized this time, flicking around. A little bit paranoid about where the push is going to be coming from. The smokes come down, barely missing that shot. But doesn't actually connect it, meaning they've got control. Electronic as well, running straight around, wanted to try and get through the smoke and play this a little bit more cheeky. Took some damage from the Molotov, but everyone has mostly found their way over towards Secret. Electronic now finally finding his way down. Yuri's going to be their first contact with the Krieg. Abel J's there to assist as well, so they have the crossfire.
It'll be very difficult to get around this corner. The one flashbang that will show off one of the players. But that's very much temporary. You have to get past both of them.
Ooh.
That
actually.
works.
That works pretty perfectly. Somehow they've been able to get in. Yuri finally gets a frag, but it's taken a little while to come into the action. Zeus will trade it back onto Vinny as well. Yuri, saved by the timing as he was able to get himself to the elevated angle, finds the kill back on towards Flamey. The man on the rafters, trying to leave everyone out. Hung up the dry, but simple. Deegs him down.
He can't get the bomb.
It's a 2 versus 3. Just as he recovers the bomb, the site covered in smoke as well. Confusion to a maximum. Art tries to get rid of the orb, picks himself up the Krieg, strikes in the rear, and gets the shot back on towards Zeus. 15 seconds. This round has left them with a lot of pressure on their heads, as it's going to be an awkward one.
It's like no time.
They're going to go for this. It needs to be now, and Art has just been waiting the entire time. They've run onto the bomb site into the unknown. It doesn't matter what happens from this point forward. They can't win the round. FURIA, they bring themselves up to 10. NaVi, they're their own worst enemy right now.
Yeah, they're really failing to capitalize on these advantages that they do actually create, right? That was a 4v3. They got both the kills they needed into the bomb site to start with. And then they just don't quite get there. I'm surprised that they didn't try and go up the vent towards A in that instance, because they knew there was one player on site. Zeus will have called. He heard him drop. So I'm not sure if the comms were very loud that made it so he just didn't hear him. As well as that, you kind of knew there was a player towards the ramp doors. They used a timeout as well. So both teams down to 1 timeout each right now, 12 to 10. I imagine if NaVi fall behind in score, they'll use the other one. On the FURIA side of things, if it gets to about 14, it'll be the same thing for them. But it's really just, I don't know, it's just disappointing, I guess. We're kind of expecting more from the T side of things. Because it's not like there's, some heavy performers on the FURIA side of things, right? Scoreline is 12 to 10. Lowest kill on NaVi is 12. It's able to with 6 on the other side of things. But that's a near enough even scoreline.
Well, things are starting to come back into a much more of a competitive game here. Let's see if maybe NaVi will try and turn the tides and play a little bit more aggressive. Stop giving them so much respect, as that was some heavy aggression from Flamey instantly to start this one. The instigator, Electronic as well, moving fairly speedily towards outside as he advances already with the support of Boomich. It is being watched, and Art should find it. It's actually Yuri that got the kill. And Zeus will trade it. Oh, now starting to push out as well. His back's going to be so exposed, but the timing, it doesn't work out too well. It means he can get the flick across, take down Zeus. Electronic now realizes what's afoot. But it's too little too late. Oh, they're just fighting this as well. Flamey, slain by Keserato towards the site. Electronic, he's been trying to take so long so he can be stealthy about this, but he needs to arrive soon, and Able J might just spot him.
But Keserato was ready for that. And somehow, another round, though, where they've managed to build an advantage possible. They even trade off the kill that they lose.
Yeah.
And yet things still fall apart. A lot of it based on timing. In all fairness, Electronic, he was looking that way, and just as he turned, Art makes that further step. 12 to 11. That lead now down to 1. Very scary sight from a NaVi's point of view.
Well, it's wild, really, to think about the fact that we've actually got back into this position from where we were.
What was it, 10 to 2? And then since then, it's been 11, or 9 to 2, I guess, is the other side of things.
Yeah. And just constant comeback from FURIA. NaVi just playing so isolated, not playing together for the most part of these rounds. It feels like they've just been so restricted in what they've been going for. Art as well with the AWP. He's been on the move. Feels like he hasn't really been playing the same angle twice, so unexpected positions have definitely been coming through for him. Oh, he was clearing it as well. You could see him expecting that it was going to be empty at that point. Darts off, gets the kill. Able J trades it back, and now we're left into 4 versus 4. Heavy aggression towards the A site. They find one. Simple trade it back as well and grab himself an AUG, so we can try and do something a little bit more outrageous into the round. They've got a minute. They don't need to plant just yet, as they are going to wait to try and see if anyone else is going to face. But Keserato and Able J both coming in together.
They actually need to save. Although, it looks like they're going to go for it. Keserato appears to have a flash for this situation exactly. Flash going to come in, Able J being sent all the way in, and he kills himself. You hate to see that.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. One more.
Just as we planned in frac. I'm going to flash you through. You're going to get tagged and you'll hit the floor.
And that'll be how the cookie crumbles. Ooh, hey Serato.
He wants to get to that orb.
He actually will get it though. It doesn't seem like anyone
Electronic
else can
wants
get
to
close.
close this off on the other side of things as well. I'm not sure how much the bomb does here.
Fair bit.
61. So he actually will get to keep that into the next round, which actually, that has been a high impact part of FURIA CT side. It's been getting a kill here and there, not as openers, but much more as kills that are essentially just guaranteeing they will win the round. So like a third kill into the round, second kill into the round, that sort of area. So FURIA are committing to this buy here. MP5 CZ, MP9, FAMAS and an AWP.
It's a bit of a mixed bag. Is there anything they can actually achieve with it? Zeus spamming out through Squeaky early. Last time Flamey found a bit of success there. This time Flamey is dead in a matter of seconds. Zart's already taking him down. Boomich has taken a heavy hit to the back of the head as well. He's trying to get into position to still make this round work and get something out of his life. As he will get that first frag, and finally he is finished off. Leaving just 3 players here with Zeus, Electronic and Simple.
Yeah, all 4 CTs on the same level. Quite a rare statement on Nuke. But Able J, he did leave ramp temporarily when there was action going towards outside. Just spotted towards it, gets the kill onto Zeus as well. Electronic and Simple in a 2v4. Not the worst players to have in this situation. And they're not exactly against heavy weapons either. Art being the primary one. Yuri's running out of bullets in that situation as well.
Ooh. Electronic finishing off Yuri. Still so heavily focused. Yeah, they're just overthrowing. And Vinny's left to try and clutch this one out. I mean, it is planted down on the lower side at least. Vinny's there. He's got a 1v1 if he can find Simple, but he has to make noise. That's the worst part. He's opened the door. Simple now realizes what's going on. Could just wait for this push to come towards him. Electronic's waiting in the vent, so if he goes through the vent, he is dead as well, which should happen. And NaVi finally get themselves to a 14th round. It's taken quite some time to reach this point, though, with the amount of rounds they have been losing here, there, and everywhere.
So FURIA, as I said, if NaVi hit 14, they will use their final pause. So there's the awkward situation here where you buy here, you're going to have a really bad buy, right? Straight up, it's going to be at most CZs, Deagles, maybe SMG here and there. And then if you lose again, you'll have to basically the same buy on that 15 to 11 round as well.
Yeah.
So you can either eco this one, go for a much better buy on that 15-11 round, or go for that 4. So it looks like they're going to stay with the USPs. But there might be a coordinated idea of what to do with the USPs, where you can still get things done. It's just, it's such a low chance. Okay, there's the 2 nades.
Yeah, 2 HEs, so...
And 1 flashbang.
Maybe a kind of play together here, just go for a burst.
Maybe double nade outside, and then one of them flashes through hut. Lobby crunch with pistols, not too sure.
Probably your best bet. Just do something together here. You never know what will pay off.
So
2 nades go towards outside. Yeah, they're just going to go for it.
That flash didn't do anything. Electronic should have them dealt with if they come around the corner.
Yep. Gets 1. Does take a dink for it. But, luckily enough, he's supported by Boomich, and it's just easy pickings. At this point as well, they're going to realise what they actually have to play over on the side of FURIA, so NaVi can just hold back, wait for them to make more mistakes and push in, and give them the frags.
Yeah, because at this point, if you're NaVi, you're thinking, we're going to get 32-50 for winning the round when we do. We might as well use most of our grenades if we have to. Just use them. Like, it's better to save more lives than actually just think about wasting $400. Very scared about that. Ooh. Should be just a matter of time. Yuri doesn't even get the 1. So NaVi 15 to 11 up in the first map of their best of 3. Not the first time this event. Happened yesterday against Liquid.
Yeah, we know how that went.
Yep. Yep, we do.
Well,
No overtime loss.
we'll see how this game is going to round out, though. As the buys have gone back through, at least FURIA have money to play with going into this round. It was worth running the risk and them having to try and play it out for the overtime. It was their best bet with what they were left with. terms of the utility, they're using a lot of it already, though. Most of it's already been cast out. We only have one smoke and 2 flashes left. Luckily, the offensive utility has done so much damage. K-Serato as well gets another advantage for them, and he doesn't want to end it there. Carries on going. Slays Simple, puts them into a good position to actually try and win the round here and keep on trucking on the side of FURIA.
Yeah, some decent aggression there, working out quite well. Obviously, K-Serato getting the multi-kill. Unexpected.
Oh, Zeus. 4 HP.
Electronics are getting boosted up. Yuri. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Like, some of the angles, they should be getting kills.
Able J.
No.
The position he's in, he could do so much here from the silo. It just depends on how he actually opts to play this one, but
that
it's
was
going to
quite
drop
loud.
off.
Zeus, I feel like he heard that.
He did flick back around. He's flashed it as well. Zeus is suspicious about this.
No, he didn't hear it exactly.
The bomb goes down. 1 versus 1. Able J and Electronic to see if they can actually stay alive here or if NaVi will be taking the first map off them. Electronic advancing back around, tries to pick up the bomb, but gets detected. And Able J will prove that he is quite able there, Ben.
Yeah, big 2K from him. But as I said, it's quite a low-scoring game for him. But all in all, that's where you get the impact frags. They still are just as much as the others do. It's kind of awkward, though, because that aggression, I don't think you can replicate that in the same result. Because K-Serato shouldn't really have got 2.
Nah, not from that angle.
Like, it should have been 1 and then trade. We'll see how it goes, though. They were doing a run boost then. They were getting Yuri a bit closer outside or into main a bit earlier so he doesn't get caught off on the angle running onto the site. Quite an interesting one. Interesting Molotov, though, doesn't stop Boomage or Electronic. Art is already down lower as well.
Ooh, okay. Art, up close and personal. Last time around he had so much success because of the support from his teammate and the way he played it. This time if he just has to go in dry, it could be a whole lot worse.
I'm surprised they didn't push through that.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to, off the back of the timing. It was quite a late smoke.
So they know that one player is towards lower. And Yuri actually wins that fight as well with his SG. Took a lot of damage for it though. But nevertheless, it's very difficult for NaVi to actually get through this defense. It's deep, but then covering all the access points still. It's not the first time K-Serato has actually played this angle either. I don't know if Boomage will check for it though. They've both seen each other, and K-Serato, he's managed to run away.
He's actually just dipped.
And
He's out of
smoked
there.
himself.
I mean, he's completely trapped.
Yeah, he trapped himself in.
Yeah. But who knows? I mean, if they can get another advantage from this, they won't be able to focus all their efforts just watching it because Boomage is trying to get a heightened angle. Oh, the spam. Tags him down actually a fair bit as well.
Flashes. The A side's going to get absolutely pincered. Electronic gets 2. One player in the back coming up. Cover is there. K-Serato, he left himself on an island there.
Yeah.
He was better off committing. It's a 2v3 map point for this one. No kit either.
It's going to be so hard for K-Serato to actually have a bit more impact into the round, really. Spurts his way up the ladder and try and go for the push, firing off the warning shots, hoping and trying to get their attention as hard as he can, but he's now dead. And it's just Able J that remains in the 1 versus 3. Walks out through the hut, but goes down. 16-12 scoreline. NaVi, they are going to be able to come back on top in the end. It was a bit of a slower second half for them. They hit some kind of a brick wall, but they've woken up, they've snapped out of it, and they do take that matchup 16-12.